I'm going go big or go home, right? Like I'm going big. And this year, 2025 was just the beginning. And next year it's going to be even bigger. And the next year after that, it's going to be even bigger. And I want you to know that you could live vicariously through me to make a massive impact on these people's lives. And if you're like, oh, I don't really care about that, I give you a good interest rate. And if you don't even care about that, just ask me for anybody else that I know. Hey, everybody, and welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany Alexander, and this is Unveiling Journeys. I am actually doing a very special show today, and it's actually just going to be me because this is episode number 75. You heard it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I can't wait to get to know you. I hope that I do get to know you. And let me just tell you what I always do whenever I open my show and tell you a smidge about me. I love people. I love the power of networking and meeting some of the coolest people I've ever met. And I can't wait to share all of them with you. I want people to know their widget, their product, their offering, their business, their story. And most importantly, behind it all, I really want people to know their heart. And I want people to understand why they keep showing up, why they keep caring. And quite honestly, these fantastic, thick nuggets of wisdom that they've been able to share and I've been able to take from this platform, condense down into these little nuggets that I call them and share them on LinkedIn, YouTube, sometimes Instagram. And really, I can't get enough of it. I can't wait to keep going. I decided to use this episode as episode 75 because I feel like it's a pretty big milestone. It's like, anybody can make it to 5 or 10. But I keep hearing this theme throughout the last few weeks of a lot of people don't make it past 10 or 20. And in that, I have so many more cool people that I can't wait to tell you about that I had to take a moment in this episode to pause and reflect to say thank you. Thank you to everybody that shows up to listen. Thank you to everyone that has accepted my request and come as a guest. I want to honor you and thank you for your time. And I appreciate that you were able to open up and get real with me and let me grill you and ask you these questions and potentially put you on the spot and make you think on your feet. Cause I don't really give people a script. I just say, hey, I'm going to ask you these 4 questions and boom, we talk for 20 to 30 minutes. And they're okay with that because I guess I'll leave them like a breadcrumb trail of the direction that we want to take everything and end up there. Um, a little bit about me. I want to remind you what I do. I don't talk about me on the show because, quite frankly, the show is not unveiling Tiffany's journey. It's unveiling all of my guests' journey. I'm going to tell you right now if it's zoomed in or if it's not. This picture behind the wall, behind me, this is my little office that I sit in. This is actually a chunk of my very, very large bedroom from a house that was built in the 50s in Modesto. And this picture behind me was actually one of the posters that were stapled to my dorm room wall when I went to Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach because my whole life I wanted to be an astronaut. And that's like my story. I still think like an engineer and can luckily turn off some of the analyticalness, but that's me to the core. I still want to go to space someday. I'm still nerded out and geeked out by all of the amazing things that I can learn. And yes, I had all of the glow in the dark stars in my bedroom as a kid, and now they're in my child's bedroom as a kid because why not? Right? They don't have planets yet. We haven't got that far. They're only 5 and 7. um, Here we are. Here I am. I went from being this astronaut dream girl to dropping out. And from there, I job to job to job and landed at the airport. And I saw my very first real estate infomercial for a seminar company. And I could not even afford that seminar. What ended up happening was I went back to my job at the airport in Orlando, and this crew saw me weeks later and they said, hey, we like you. We want to offer you a job. And that this was like my entire start of changing the course of my life of being in sales, but also being in real estate and several of these seminar type companies and being able to kind of grow up in that. Now I am just shy of 20 years now in and out of the seminar industry, the space of notes and tax liens and deeds and flipping and holding and residential, commercial, single family, multifamily, um, even all the way up to like forex options and what that means in the space. Um, the funnest part of all of this has been continuing to pour into me through what I thought was really just a job at the time, like these seminars that I used to go to. Yeah, a lot of them were just trying to get you to buy a thing, but quite often half of the course was mental mindset, was motivation, was being able to understand and show you that you're worthy and that you should keep trying and that it's going to be a little bit of a hard journey or a lot of bit of a hard journey in the space for you to keep showing up, to do what is different than what other people are doing or aren't doing. My life. And that's what I thought I knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? Well, you kind of if you're surrounded by the right people, they tend to just keep pushing you to go harder and harder. So I'm climbing up this ladder in real estate of like, all right, do a baby deal, a bigger deal, a bigger deal. I'm doing multifamily, I'm flipping, I'm doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And what ends up happening is I get into the note space in, oh, let's see, it's like just 8 years ago now. Today's August 25th, 2025. When I'm recording this, it'll probably release on my 75th episode here in a few weeks. And in that, what I want to tell you is I thought I knew what I wanted to be, and the note space changed my entire life. Um, and this is going to take like a slight different turn for the people that are going to sit and listen to the rest of the episode because I want to tell you what I do now. Meaning, I I became this note investor, and then I was still doing the land of this seminar space and growing and gaining trust from all the thousands of students, all the dozens of incredible instructors, but the hundreds of other investors that I made as friends, and they're out there still doing it. And I want to continue to be one of these people that are showing up and that are out there doing it. Really, quite frankly, 2.5 years ago, one of my mentors challenged me and said, let more people do this with you. So that's what I did. I followed his exact instruction, and it required me to do something out of my comfort zone. I flew all the way to Puerto Rico to learn how to open my own fund, and I copy pasted his fund. And that's what I've been pouring my energy, my effort, my education, my commitment, my dedication, my thoughts and energies to this fund. And that's actually what I've been doing for the last 2 years ish, is raising capital for this fund and reinventing myself because I've been doing real estate mostly alone, for myself, by myself, quietly in the shadows, because you can just be an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, a house flipper, a landlord, and be quiet the rest of your life. I tell people jokingly all the time, I feel like I live under a rock. Like I don't know, I don't even like watching TV or watching movies. I just go and I hit the grind and I go and I show up and I be there for my family. And now I'm meeting all these cool people. I'm like, I haven't followed this guy or this guy or read that book or know who any of these people are. And I'm getting to know these circles of all these incredible people. And in all of that, my mentor was right. He said, like, Tiff, you need to be loud. You need to tell people what it is that you're doing. And I thought, okay, cool. I'll let them invest with me. And they'll want to be with me because I know a lot of cool people and I have incredible rates of return and I have an awesome, unique, low risk thing. And over the last few months, I've grown to understand that the real big guys out there and the people that want to do this with me, some of them really just love that I could give them a killer return compared to a CD or a bond or something extremely low risk like a savings account. But the people that I need to have continuing to show up and care with me, they are people that are like, well, I would rather just give you all the money and you go do it yourself or take an extremely low rate of return because something like 8, 10, 12%, it's not moving any needles for them. It's not going to make or break them. It's going to do nothing for them. And what I forgot to mention along the way is everything that I'm doing that means so much to me as the extra internal layers of the fund and the impact that it's making on people and where my heart has grown and steered in the direction of what it is that we do. So it's not just like I want people to know what it is that I do and where I show up for everyone, but what it means at the very end of the day for who it is that I can help by being louder and then just making the official ask and letting people understand, hey, this is what I do, but also here's what you need to know who we impact through that. And so I guess the episode today, episode 75, is not just to thank you. Oh my gosh, I love hanging out with you guys, but can I just can I just tell you guys I want you to bring you I want to bring you in. Like I want you to be with me. I want you to be alongside with me. I want you to make an impact with me. And the way that I know how to do that in my brain of where I'm at until I can continue to thrive and grow and push myself always outside of my comfort zone, but just by making a bigger impact is by saying, I would be more than willing to bend over backwards for you and give you the most killer connection and referral and help you go crush it. Because at the end of the day, I need you to go crush it because I want you to be a client in my fund. And within my fund, what is happening is, yeah, you can get a return. You're going to get a return with me. It's going to be low risk. It's going to be awesome. You get to live vicariously through me, but what you're actually going to get is an impact of what it is that we're doing within it. Let me tell you, I buy mortgages like a bank from a bank. I am the bank. I either originate them or I buy them already in existence. I've told you guys all this before, but if this is your first time, you know anybody that you know or you know personally, or you've gotten a letter in the mail that says, hey, don't pay this bank that you've been paying your mortgage to for so long. Go ahead and start paying this bank because they have purchased your loan. Don't worry, everything's going to stay the same. You just don't pay this guy anymore. You pay this guy. That's it. They sold your loan. First, second, third. They sold your loan of your home to someone else. And they sold the exact pair of shoes and they just have a different person that's going to wear those shoes. And that's what it ends up being. And so this guy sells it to this guy, then this guy sells it to this guy, and they're going to sell it over here down to me, and I get to be your bank. Okay, Tiff, I'm following a little bit. What do you mean? Why do I care? Well, did you know that a lot of people pay their mortgages? Some people don't. Some people can't. Some people, life has happened and the D's, death, disease, divorce, disaster, there's many. There's a lot of them. And the people that stop paying their mortgage when they're in crisis or in a situation, a lot of them are still good people. Quite frankly, I'm going to assume innocent till proven guilty, that there's all still great people and that I'm going to figure out how to help them. And so what my fund does is we buy good debt, but we also buy what you would almost say is bad debt, delinquent debt, first lien mortgage positions where people, they need help and they need a second chance. And in my fund, I have the ability to give that to them that other people aren't willing to give that to them. And what that means for me is I need you to know that we as Aspen Sage Investment Fund, with the partners that we have and the people that we utilize to do everything, it really feels like we get to call them up and say, hey, I'm your new lender. You haven't been paying your mortgage. Are you okay? What happened? Can I help you? There's programs out there. There's relief of debt. There's forgiveness. Can I help you stay in your house? Because I don't want your house. I'm not swooping in as the big bad guy. And quite honestly, I bought your house less than what your lender bought it for, and then the guy before that. So I have the ability to take the existing debt that you have, and I can waive some of those fees. I can waive some of the debt itself. I can lower your interest. I can lower your payment. I can forgive. I can do a lot to move the needle to help you remain as a homeowner. And I want you to stay in your house. And this conversation needs to happen to a lot of people, tens and thousands and millions of people that are behind on their mortgage because something crazy happened, or unusual or bad, or I don't know, just life happened. And my fund has the ability to buy these in bulk and change thousands of people's lives. In fact, my business partner, Brian, we had a conversation just last week and he said, Tiff, why don't we go and make a goal? Why don't we go set out and create a goal to help 1,000 people fix their mortgages in whatever way. And this is where I thrive in this creative land and this creative space because uh, every single one of them are different. All of the mortgages basically are like snowflakes. They're different people, different days it was originated, different fees that are incurred, different structures and banks and states and cities and counties and what was allowed to happen and who originated it and all the above. And so all of these little snowflakes have to be dealt with differently. And the banks are trying to throw big banks like a cookie cutter approach on trying to help them or not even trying to help them. Just foreclose. That's fine. They don't have the departments or they have too much red tape or they don't have the time and they just don't want to do it. They can't do it. But I can. My company can. The fund, Aspen Sage Fund, can. And we will. And I want you to be in this journey with me. I want you to be alongside with me. I want you to come and do this with me because you can help me move the needle on the 10th, the 20th. Like we want to help 1,000 people fix their mortgages, get them back on their feet. And if it comes down the way all to the point where you're like, well, Tiff, what if they just don't pay? What if they're not going to pay? They're not going to, there are, there's so much space in the land of being creative in real estate that I have so much wiggle room that other people don't have. The only thing I can't do is what's illegal. But you know what? You know what I could do? I could buy all of them and just forgive all of their debt. There are companies out there that buy medical debt for a huge write-off and they just forgive it. This is a thing. People do that. And I would love to do that. I have to grow into a person that could do that. So in the meantime, I want you to know that I love doing this podcast. I love meeting all the cool people I've been able to get to meet. I love hearing their stories. I love being able to hang out with them and call them friend and know that I'm just a text, a call, or a LinkedIn message or an email away from all the people that I've put on my show or are about to put on the show and people that are going to continue to be introduced to me. And that's awesome. And I love it. And I do it as a labor of love because quite honestly, we don't have anybody sponsoring the podcast right now. I haven't asked anyone. If this is on your heart that you want to sponsor this podcast and you want to pay me to keep going with all of this, call me. um, but in this, I want you guys to know what I do for a living because I don't talk about it. And so here we are. I own a fund. My business partner and I, we make massive impacts with people, technically one person at a time. And we can do it tens of thousands at a time, hundreds at a time, thousands at a time by buying portfolios and helping shake down the ability to fix it. And it gets weird and complicated and long because we're having to deal with a single human who signed for a note, sometimes upwards of 10, 20, 25, 30 years ago. They signed on a note and then life happened, right? I just want you guys to know that if you are thinking, I want to be in, I want to talk to you because I want to put you in. I'm going go big or go home, right? Like I'm going big. And this year, 2025 was just the beginning. And next year, it's going to be even bigger. And the next year after that, it's going to be even bigger. And I want you to know that you could live vicariously through me to make a massive impact on these people's lives. And if you're like, oh, I don't really care about that, I give you a good interest rate. And if you don't even care about that, just ask me for anybody else that I know, because you already know at this point, I'm willing to share with you the people that I know and that I have. Uh, Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for um, being amazing and listening to all the amazing people that I've been able to have on the show. And I value your time and I respect your time. And that's why I try to keep the episodes like no more than 30 minutes. So if you guys want to pop in and listen to them, you can listen to a snapshot of some incredible person's story through me. And I get to ask them about their story and share it with everyone. So with that, here's what I want you to do. By golly, go friend me on LinkedIn and my calendar link's right on there. If you're like, if I just want to contribute to the fund to make this impact happen faster, and happen through me, through you making contributions to the fund, I want you in. I'd love to have you in. I need to have you in. I'm actually making a special request. I need to have you in the fund with me so that we can go and create this impact for so many families. And you're going to get rewarded in multiple different ways other than just saying, "Yeah, I'm getting a great return with Tiffany's fund." That's silly. That's like small stuff at this point. Um, I love all of this. I am so grateful for you guys. Cheers to episode 75 and staying the course. And I see another 50 to 100 episodes of 20 in the works right now that we have scheduled on the calendar to meet. I can't wait. Let's see everybody at episode 100. It sounds so silly. I even have so many cool people that I want to meet. I'm thinking like maybe I should do 3-week instead of 2-week right now. I just don't know how it's going to roll out. Anyway, that's me. That's who I am. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all of the above. I will catch you guys on the next episode, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.